Harry Kane is just this close to signing that deal with Manchester United. And as a Chelsea supporter, I am terrified. In fact, I'm threatened. And if you are a bona fide Chelsea fan, you should be. So what's up, people? This is Blue Line Sports TV. Just in case you strolled in or strayed into this space. And if you actually strayed in, it's still okay. That's allowed to. But before you wander off again, please do well to subscribe to this channel. That's the standard practice here. Like it's a tradition. So it's a sunny Sunday afternoon, and I am, here again today. And to talk a little bit about what's been going on within the football space and what is not happening, especially regarding to Chelsea and their many, links to laundry list of potential strikers that is yet to happen. I'm talking in a very measured manner because I'm using the word yet, if that's any kind of consolation, because as far as the transfer market goes, Chelsea is just still like running around in circles and nothing really, concrete has happened in that space. You're welcome to Golden Sports TV. Like I said today earlier on, if you haven't subscribed to this channel, go ahead and smash the subscription button and we're all good, right? So Harry Kane is just about, as a matter of fact, the deal should be concluded upon today or never. After the exit of Sergio Aguero, Manchester City had been on the lookout, for a possible replacement, and they found one in Harry Kane. I didn't come on a platter, guys. Over £100 million for that singular, purchase. Well, congratulations to Manchester City. That's if it happens. I don't know. So moving on to Christian Eriksen, it's not really the best of news from that angle, because this young man, being that he has a heart implant, defibrillator implant, it has kind of cast a dark shadow on his football career. As far as the Italian side, I have these very strict protocols on, heart, heart performance implants. So it looks like he's stepping aside for now, because that implant is not something that will be taken off just yet after a near-death experience during the Euro 2020. So that now, the universe shows him mercy and grant him the grace to not just crash out of his football career. And he was spotted, with his family, with his wife, Sabrina, and then his two kids. They were out on a stroll. To the transfer news, I would rather start with the one that makes more sense to me. That's a lot more kinder to my sanity, and which ultimately has, the authenticity like a done deal. So we start off with David Alaba. So this David Alaba has, he has moved to Real Madrid. Oh my gosh. And the interesting thing about this transfer, it's not just about the fact that he moved to Real Madrid, it's about the fact that he's the one who is stepping into the shoes of Sergio, well, expectedly stepping into the shoes of Sergio Ramos. Remember, Sergio Ramos moved to PSG when he couldn't renew his contract with Real Madrid. I'm not saying he doesn't have the capacity to be the Sergio Ramos. I mean, everyone will have to just come and be their own unique self, right? But that shoes ultimately might just be too big for him. The expectation might even be one of the things that will get him off the rails. So he has the number 4 shirt, and which is good enough. He's a brilliant player, he is, and I hope that for whatever is worth, he'll be able to give a very good account of himself. Congratulations to David Alaba. All right. So another one that has been concluded upon is Georginio Wijnaldum, from Liverpool to PSG. It's not just about his moving from Liverpool to PSG that is the news. What actually is the news is the fact that he gave his excuse, his reason for accepting to move to PSG, being that he suffered a lot of online abuses, racial, he's always been held responsible for whenever the Liverpool side lose any game. So he it's kind of, I find it a little bit untidy what he considers a reason, because I mean, just being a black man already, you're meant to feel guilty for your complexion. So if you're moving to PSG, what is the guarantee that you won't also suffer the same abuses? I mean, just asking. I mean, you just have to get used to this and understand that it's already what it is, until hopefully we get to the stage in life where people will accept everybody for who they are and not try to think one race is superior than the other. But until then, you just have to stick it out, bro. Congratulations, by the way. So, there is a talk about Tammy Abraham, that Arsenal are really keen about him. Nobody's sure. But what is no news, however, is the fact that Tammy Abraham is just about on his way out of the Stamford Bridge, and he's been linked to quite a number, West Ham, so many, Everton, I think. I even heard from the grapevine that Everton also have their eyes on him. I'll keep a tab on that story as it unfolds. Then Paul Pogba, yes, guys, he has one more year, to the end of his contract. Remember correctly, he was signed in 2016 at a whopping sum of £89 million, and he's allegedly said to be snubbing renewing his contract with the Old Trafford. He renew his time, like he's pussyfooting on renewing his contract at Old Trafford because he's being linked to a possible move to PSG. Well, Ole Gunnar hasn't quite said a lot, although he's believing that will not happen. He's still hoping against hope that Paul Pogba, it will just be a mere speculation. Although if he stayed back at Old Trafford, he will have a salary increase, like over 100% salary increase. So Paul Pogba, you may want to reconsider your stance on that one. Well, it's no longer news that Manchester United have Jadon Sancho, but what still remains like exhausting. Talking about it, I'm already tired, like literally lethargic. Chelsea had not come any close to having like a done deal on any of the many like laundry list of players that have been linked to them, and now more lists are coming up, more names are springing up from left, right, and center, and none of these I can tell you authoritatively had reached a conclusive path. Like right now, a lot of you would have been expecting that this young chap, Erling Haaland, would be somewhere, at Cobham training ground. No, guys, not on your life. The guy is still somewhere in Dortmund Brekel training ground instead. That means whatever expectations any Chelsea fan have on his transfer is still be like mere expectation, right? At the Cobham Stadium, most of the Chelsea players already there, the likes of Rudiger, Pulisic, even Hudson. Quite a number of them are there training hard and preparing for the next season, which definitely they'll have their debut season game with Crystal Palace. But there is not even a shadow of Erling Haaland. That means it hasn't been done. Now there are so many interesting twists to this Erling Haaland transfer brouhaha, because Chelsea, the desperation is quite valid. The possibility of getting it still sketchy. Valid in the sense that by next year, Erling Haaland will be available for just £65 million, and then he will be like a low-hanging fruit, where there will be like this rat race for him, and possibly Chelsea might not want to get into the whole headache of chasing after him when every other person is also interested in him. So now this is the only time they have, what is like a near possibility of securing him. But then Borussia Dortmund are hellbent, like, they stuck to their guns. They're not letting this young man go, and it's just as simple as that. If there's anything else, any miracle that will happen from anywhere else, nobody is sure. And Erling Haaland is not the only one being linked to Chelsea. Obviously, Lukaku had been there. His name had popped a few times, and there are back and forth on that too. No one is very sure if that one will pull through as well. And then of course Eden Hazard, that I'm not even going to lose a sleep on, because I don't think it's going to be an interesting day. He should just remain with Real Madrid and just stay right where he is. I don't think it's what Chelsea needs, like that goal scoring striker. No need for like speculations. Sasha Kalajdzic is another guy, just about 24 years, from Stuttgart. It's also the latest, or one of the few new names that popped on Chelsea's radar. This one is also an interesting one, in the sense that this is a young guy who had done really well. He has scored over 17 goals. He's quite a prolific goal scorer. And what I find very interesting, so is his height. So being a forward with that, he's 6'7", we need that physicality, out the front. If that is going to still pale into one of those numerous stories that has no happy ending, no one is sure. But what is sure, however, is that this guy is worth about £34 million, which is something I think Chelsea can afford if for a second they just take their minds away from, this Haarland, this elusive Haaland. Another interesting one that I think I find I'm kind of, it's a mixed bag for me, because as much as I know that he's one of the best, one of the greatest goal scorers as far as the Bundesliga side is concerned, I also think his age might not really be in the best of interest for Chelsea if you're looking at the long term. We're talking about Roberto Lewandowski here. He's also one of the names that had dropped on Chelsea's radar, that there's a possibility that Chelsea is looking to sign him. He's 33 years, and he scored like over 340 goals in his over 400 appearances, which is quite an impressive record if you ask me. But 33 years, you're looking that in the next 24 months with Chelsea, they'll now be surfing the transfer market looking for a striker. I don't think it's sustainable, but when they have, preferably is not available, you probably have to make the available your preferable. He's a wonderful guy, but I'm just looking in the long term, the possibility of him not staying long enough. The longevity there is relatively short span. So but at the same time, I'm looking at the prospects of having the Chelsea forward, more vibrant, and I'm looking to see looking at the bigger picture to see, how that pans out. But we see. Well, let's see how it happens. It's not news to that Declan Rice is also on the radar. I feel Tuchel, I don't know how much he has tried to put into this, but I feel like from my standing, from my standpoint, I feel he hasn't done enough. I'm not really trying to I'm not trying to deride his effort, whatever effort, but any effort that hasn't yielded any visible result for me still remains effort, and quite a great ambition, wanting to get the best for Chelsea. I'm not trying to hold breath for him or anything, but I think something should be done. Whatever is worth, something should be done. I already know that the Tokyo Olympic is upon us, and it's been very interesting. It doesn't have the balls and pegs that comes with the usual Olympic. Don't blame anyone, blame it on COVID-19. It might not really it may not have lived up to the hype of what a usual, a standard Olympic games are, but it still has its own entertainment value, and it's been an electric event so far since it came on over the week. And I will bring details, newsworthy details as they come. All right, so go get yourself acquainted and keep a close tab on this channel. An introduction, guys, to this channel, and that's NPFL, Nigerian Professional Football League. Yeah, there is. I mean, football will not be complete if Blue Lens don't bring you guys up to speed with what's been happening in that space as well. So you do yourself. If I were you, I wouldn't want to go anywhere. I'll smash the subscription button so you get to have a first-hand info on what's happening on that space too. That's just pretty much what it is today, guys, on this sunny Sunday afternoon. And do have yourselves a wonderful day. And if you haven't subscribed to this channel, I encourage you to go ahead and do that, and let's be one happy family. If you have any suggestions, or you think there's something you think I should be talking more about, go ahead and fill up my my comment section and let the comment section pop in. So that's just about it, guys. I'll see you at the other end of this. Take care and bye.